Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato morning headlines on October 1, 2022. The biggest hack in history, Australians scramble to change passports and driver licenses after Optus Talco data debacle. The Guardian, Optus hacker disappears from breach forums after issuing apology for Talco data breach. Daily Mail, switching from Optus. Read this first to avoid getting stung. TechRadar, Albanese government vows to overhaul privacy laws. Zelensky, armed forces achieved significant results in eastern Ukraine. Reuters.com, Zelensky urges minorities in Russia to resist Kremlin mobilization. Reuters.com, Zelensky, Russia can avoid worse damage from war if Putin is stopped. Hurricane Ian makes landfall in South Carolina as Florida death toll rises. Live. The Independent, White House floats fuel export limits in tense meeting with oil refiners. Bloomberg, Biden to visit Florida when conditions allow after Hurricane Ian devastation. The Independent, White House meets oil industry over Hurricane Ian price gouging concerns. Fate of Amazon rests on Brazil election, say experts. The Guardian, Bolsonaro versus Lula, what's at stake in Brazil's 2022 election? Bloomberg, can Lula da Silva win the presidential election in Brazil again? BBC News. BBC News, Brazil's election, a last chance to save the Amazon. The Guardian, Brazil's election is a climate flashpoint. Ukraine roundup, Putin claims parts of Ukraine and horror as rocket strike kills dozens. BBC, Red Square becomes concert arena as Putin annexes 4 Ukrainian regions. The Telegraph, Ukraine war, rambling Vladimir Putin sounded like a resentful old man. Sky News, opinion, Ukraine war facts matter more than Putin's rants. The Washington Post, NATO backs Ukraine to retake annexed territory after Putin boasts its citizens are now his forever. Behind the shining pomp of the Red Square rally is a Russia in turmoil. The Guardian, Ukrainians in Zaporizhzhia flee Russia annexation. BBC News. BBC News, abducted, beaten, tortured. What happened to Ukrainians who refused to vote in Russia's referendums? The Independent, Putin's land grab fails to ruffle this besieged Ukraine port city. Bloomberg, Russia plans to annex Zaporizhzhia but does not fully control the region. Hurricane Ian has killed at least 27 people in the US, and officials are warning number of deaths will rise. Sky News, Hurricane Ian sweeps away homes, memories on barrier islands. The Independent, facing a dire storm forecast in Florida, officials delayed evacuation. The New York Times, millions more braced as Hurricane Ian regains strength and barrels north, leaving a devastated Florida behind. Sky News, residents and pets rescued from floods as Hurricane Ian devastates Florida. Ukraine war, live. Zelensky applies to join NATO after Russia annexes 4 regions. The Independent, Ukraine applies for NATO membership after Russia annexes territory. The Guardian, Putin annexes Ukraine regions in Europe's biggest land grab since WW2. BBC News. BBC News, Ukraine formally applies for fast-track NATO membership. Politico Europe, Ukraine applies for NATO membership in expedited manner, says Zelensky. Anger after Thai court rules 2014 coup leader can carry on as PM. The Guardian, Thai court to rule if Prayuth has overstayed PM's term limit. The Independent, Thai court clears way for PM Prayuth's return from suspension. Reuters.com, Thai PM stays in power as court finds no breach in term limits. Bloomberg, Thai court rules PM can stay, did not exceed term limit. Deliberate war crime, horror as Russian missile hits civilian convoy. The Guardian, Ukraine war, Russian missile strike on humanitarian convoy kills 25 as Putin faces defeat in key city. Sky News, at least 25 killed in Russian shelling as Putin set to annex Ukrainian regions. The Independent, Ukraine, footage shows aftermath of deadly Russian strike on civilian convoy. Guardian News, Ukrainians have no words, just horror after deadly Russian strike. ITV News. Afghanistan blast, 19 killed and dozens wounded at Kabul education center, say police. The Guardian, Afghanistan, suicide bomb blast kills at least 19 in Kabul exam center. Sky News, Kabul suicide bomb kills teenagers sitting mock exam. The Times, at least 19 dead in suicide bomb attack on Kabul Education Center. The Independent, Kabul suicide bomber targets female students sitting a school exam. Ferocious Hurricane Ian tears across Florida, ripping up trees and flooding homes. Sky News, tale of Hurricane Ian to lash Britain. Nation braces for a battering from today. Daily Mail, Cyclone Ian batters South Carolina in second U.S. landfall. BBC, Hurricane Ian has worsened Florida's insurance crisis, Fred Grimm. South Florida Sun Sentinel, where to donate to help those impacted by Hurricane Ian. Russia vetoes UN resolution on proclaimed annexations, China abstains. Reuters.com, Zelensky rules out peace talks with Putin after Russia annexes 4 regions of Ukraine. The Telegraph, Russia's veto doesn't change the facts. UK statement at the UN Security Council vote to condemn illegal referenda in Ukraine. Gov. UK, opinion, Ukraine has always been ready to negotiate. The question is how. The Washington Post, Russia vetoes UN resolution calling its referendums illegal. Burkina Faso unrest, military officers remove leader Damiba. BBC, Burkina Faso's military leader ousted in second coup this year. The Guardian, Burkina Faso leader Paul-Henri Damiba ousted after second coup in 9 months. The Times, coup fears in Burkina Faso as gunfire erupts and soldiers block government buildings. The Independent, Burkina Faso hit by second coup in 8 months. Russia-Ukraine war latest, what we know on day 220 of the invasion. The Guardian, Putin declares 4 areas of Ukraine as Russian in illegal annexation, BBC News. BBC News, Ukraine war latest, Putin declares 4 areas of Ukraine as Russian. BBC, Putin announces Russia will annex 4 regions of Ukraine. CNN, what happened in the Russia-Ukraine war this week? Catch up with the must-read news and analysis. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.